Coasters can be very confusing. For the longest time, I called Gemini at Cedar Point a wooden coaster. It was only when I became a coaster enthusiast that I finally discovered that it's actually a steel coaster. So just what makes a steel coaster steel and a wood coaster wood? I mean, both these coasters look wooden, they both have huge wooden support structures. How come this ride's counted as a wood coaster? It clearly has lots of steel supports. That answer lies in the tracks. If we look a little closer, we can see that this coaster with lots of wooden supports has all steel track. A steel coaster is defined as a roller coaster having track made entirely of steel. So while many of us think of a steel coaster and see something like this, a steel coaster can actually look like this. Alternatively, a wooden coaster is defined as a roller coaster with running rails made of flattened steel strips mounted on wood. This means that if you see wood as part of the track, no matter what part of the track, it is a wooden coaster. However, if you look at the track and do not see any wood, it is a steel or hybrid coaster. A hybrid coaster is defined as a coaster with either steel track and wooden supports, or wood track and steel supports. To review, this is a wooden coaster. It has wooden supports and wooden track. This is a steel coaster. It has steel supports and steel track. This is a hybrid coaster. It has steel track and wooden supports. You could also call it a steel coaster due to the track, but calling it a hybrid coaster is slightly more accurate. This is also a hybrid coaster. It has wooden track and steel supports. This one could also be called a wooden coaster, again due to the track. The track is always the ultimate way to determine what type of coaster a ride is. So now that you know what makes a coaster wood, steel, or hybrid, let's look at some common coaster models. When deciding if these coasters are wood or steel, use this helpful chart. This coaster is made by Great Coasters International, or GCI. It has wooden track and wooden supports. Therefore, it's a traditional wooden coaster. These coasters are being built all over the world today and are very common. This coaster is made by Intamin. It has steel track and steel supports. Therefore, it's a traditional steel coaster. These coasters are also very common. This coaster is made by Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC. These coasters are relatively new and may look like a wooden coaster as they have wooden supports. However, when you look at the track, you will see that on this ride, the track is all steel, making this a steel or hybrid coaster. This coaster is also made by RMC. However, part of this coaster's track is made of wood, not steel like the last RMC coaster we looked at. This makes this ride a wooden coaster. You may also see a coaster with steel supports and wooden track. A variety of manufacturers have made coasters like this in the past, with the Gravity Group and GCI still making coasters of this design today. One of these coasters would be counted as a wood or hybrid coaster. The final coaster model that I will cover is one that has always confused me. This is the hybrid coaster made by the now defunct Aerodynamics. Gemini at Cedar Point is an example of one of these coasters. They have wooden supports and steel track that looks just like the track on Aero's steel coasters, making them hybrid or steel coasters. For more information on Aerodynamics, check out the video I made on them, link in the video description. I hope that you found this video helpful, and that you're now able to identify wood and steel coasters more easily. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.